So if for any reason there's a little delay, I just always tell people, Nick, you can text me, of course, if there's any audio problems. I don't think there should be. And for everyone else, if you hear a little delay on your end, it could be the Wi-Fi on your end, could be on our end. Nick's recording directly from GoToWebinar. I'm recording from my screen, so you'll never miss a thing. And then ask questions along the way. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to answer questions. And Andy, I will say, I didn't know if I really liked Guinness. By the time I left Dublin, I loved Guinness. I love the people. I know I'm going to go back to Ireland someday. Just an awesome place. Super friendly, which I'll appreciate. Okay, so let's jump right on into this now. Now, place close attention. I tell everybody, please turn off your phones, close out of Facebook, go to a quiet location. You're spending time here for a reason. Open up your mind. That's the biggest thing. You know, when we're going to show you some new things, it's funny because some people will be like, oh, that didn't work. That never works. I couldn't see that working. Nick knows this from working with me long enough. I always say, did you test and verify that? Like, don't tell me that it didn't work because you haven't tried it. Tell me it didn't work because you've tested it. So let's have a really open mind, because remember, what I'm going to show you today was responsible for over 42% of our revenue last year. Ask a lot of questions. Now, keep in mind, if I'm going through my presentation, I'm going to answer questions at the end. So if you say, hey, Kurt, what was that? I don't know what you mean specifically. Now, I'm going to tell you, take some notes. Take some really good notes. I'm going to give away something at the end of the presentation besides what we typically give away. Nick knows I love to give away stuff. I'm going to give you slides from today's webinar. I'm also going to give you a link on how to create easy banners. We're mainly going to be talking about Facebook today, but what I'm looking for people to do is take pictures of your notes, post them on our social media Ad Genius page afterwards, and if you remind me, Nick, if you can help remind me or someone else remind me, take a picture of your notes, post it on social media Ad Genius, and I'll have a special prize for you at the end, and it could be one of the recent videos that I've done in one of our case studies for some of our updated training that we have going on. So take a bunch of notes. It's really more for you than it is for me, but I want this to be highly beneficial. Again, my promise to you is you can walk away and start using some of these strategies. Now, a lot of you know this, and some people have seen part of this presentation, some people have not, but I like to remind people what I share with you is straight from the horse's mouth. This is what we do in the agency and from talking to Facebook. You know, we've talked about how do you get a lot of leads before. So here's an example, 13,000 leads and under $1. Well, that was March of last year. Well, the whole plan and the reason that we really have social media Ad Genius in the community is to build a long-term plan that has consistent traffic, you know, something that you can rely on. It's like being able to go to the water faucet and turn on the water. You already know it's going to be there. Like, that's not even a question. When you start running advertising and you know it's profitable, for example, if we are able to put money in and make money out the same day, that's awesome. So let me show you this for a quick example. This person right here is spending $27 a sale on mobile and spending $58 to acquire a customer, and each one of their customers, it's $97. So how many of you would put in 27 to make 97, or put in 58 to make 97 the same day, right? So what happens is once you know your numbers, it's not a big deal to spend $100, $300, $400, $5,000 in a day once you know your numbers. Now, I am really curious from the people that we have on here, just so I understand as well too. Can you tell me have you never run a retargeting ad before? Have you spent at least $1,000 using retargeting before, whether it's on Facebook or outside of Facebook? Or have you spent over, have you never run retargeting? Have you spent under 1,000, or have you spent over 1,000? Never, 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 never. Okay, never, never. Ooh, just to let you know, when everyone's saying have not used retargeting, never used, have used under 1,000, okay, this is great. Over 1,000, good, 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 good. Never. Remember, over 43% of our revenue last year was from retargeting. So if you're saying never, this is definitely a way that you can get up. But I've spent over $100,000 in the last 3 months for Mr. Greg. Greg, I know who you are. That is awesome. Thank you for joining the webinar. I'm absolutely honored. Never, never. Okay, I'm going to show you some place that, and people are asking about conversion pixels. Yes, I'll go over that. I'm going to show you no sales, frustrating, not a problem. Remember, this is a process, part of a journey. which is absolutely great, but retargeting can really help you out as well too. But you got to be running enough traffic for that. So let me show you how that works here in just a moment. Now, one of my favorite strategies that if you've been paying attention to social media ad genius, you know it's this. It is cost per click for this client, and this is back in March of last year, was $2.93 a click. Cost per opt-in, you can see right here at $10.51. And then by using the OCPM strategy and what we called layering the pixel, you know, we immediately dropped that cost per click to $1.07, literally in a third, and then $5.75 an opt-in. But this is in April. And I like to tell people, again, we're looking for long-term effective solutions. So 8 months later, let's take a look at this. Now these guys are paying $48 for a sale where the average revenue per sale is 75 bucks. So you put in 48, make 75, but look at this. Average cost per opt-in, $2.23. You know, this isn't just a one-time trick that works. This is long-term strategy. Now, as many of you know, one of the things that we focus on too is the conversion pixel, really taking those cost per acquisitions from like $122 down to 56 bucks. It's one of my favorite strategies, but if you use the conversion pixel, which I'll explain for you as well, if you use the conversion pixel and retargeting, Facebook will literally do all the work for you. You just have to consistently be testing and spending a little bit of money. Remember, I'm not going to ask you to spend tons of money. You're not wasting money with Facebook. You're buying data. And in buying data, we're going to make smart decisions. Now, here's the best part one of the best parts of today's webinar. You can tell I'm excited about this. A lot of people will spend money on ads, like let's say a billboard, but the problem is there's no way to follow up with those people. Now, today, you can really start taking a look at your business saying, if I'm spending money on Facebook right now, okay, what other triggers do I have to follow up with people? If they didn't opt into my email, did I just spend money to have them click on my ad and that's it? Or if you don't have a follow-up process, I mean, most people don't buy with their first experience. See, in 2014, like I mentioned, 43% of our digital product revenue came from Facebook retargeting, and today I'm going to show you one case example of what we did. Now, this is a really small case study, but it's really impactful, and at the end of the presentation, I'm literally going to walk you step by step on how I did this. See, what this is we held a webinar, and what I did is I retargeted with a video, probably that you're going to see me do here as well too, and then I'll tell you my master plan at the end of the webinar as well. Don't let me forget to tell you about the master plan, because essentially what happens is this. People register for the webinar. Great. Well, typically, if you can get 40 to 50% of the people show up for the webinar, that's awesome. Now, looking at our numbers, I think we're at 55%, and we didn't even run any retargeting just because it's been so busy. Obviously, retargeting is a pretty important subject. But what about those other 45% of the people that didn't have time to watch it or only saw a portion of it? What I did is I took the webinar, I cut it down to 7 minutes, and I recorded a 7-minute highlight video. I took that highlight video and I advertised it on Facebook saying, hey, watch this replay of the webinar. And I'm going to show you I did some other time-sensitive things as well to convert sales, but I'm going to show you how I did it. Because in 201 clicks, we had a 9% click-through rate. We only spent $142 on retargeting. The average cost per click was 71 cents, but it made us a net $5,247. Sorry, not a net of 1,500 or 5,400. 142 minus 52.47, so we're about at $5,100, right? Little under $5,100. So I spent $142, total checkout value 19 sales, $5,200 in revenue, and again, this is just retargeting, not considering the other person that purchased. So I put in 71 cents a click for my hyper targeting, and it produced for me on average, put in 71 cents, get out $26.10. I mean, literally, who would not take that all day long, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we take a look at the clicks and the spent and the cost per click. As you can tell, I like to get happy with the arrows. Well, people will ask, and I always have to start with a foundation, what is retargeting? Well, retargeting is cookie-based technology that uses simple little Java code to anonymously follow your audience all over the web. Here's how it works. You're going to place a small, unintrusive piece of code. Very easy to do. It's literally right-click and copy. This code is sometimes referred to as a pixel, or you hear me referred to as a cookie. This is shown to us through retargeter.com. Okay, so we're going to be able to track people for what they do. I'll show you a demonstration as well too. This graphic may be a little difficult to see, but essentially retargeting is this. Someone's going to come and they're going to visit my website. Then they're going to leave my website. They may or may not have purchased, and they're going to visit other websites. My ad can be shown to other people. So the server knows, oh, someone's on CNN.com. I'm going to serve them the ad because they went to the social media ad genius site. And it refers people back to the webinar, or it refers people back to the website. See, what happens a lot of times is life gets busy, dog starts barking, kids start crying, you just don't have time to watch the rest of it, and you have to walk away. It doesn't mean that they're not interested, they just didn't have time to buy, they didn't know the urgency, or they didn't have enough information. Today is an absolute revolutionary way on how you can follow up with people. Well, let's talk about Facebook retargeting, for example. So potential customers are going to visit your site. Now, they can visit the landing page, the opt-in page, or maybe you're selling something and they're looking at a certain t-shirt, but life just gets in the way. They just left. Well, what happens is now that person is going to start seeing ads on Facebook, on the right-hand side, on the news feed, and I can even give you some great copy towards the end of the presentation, some great ideas. I'll give you one tip right now. Write this down. One of the biggest internet marketers out there, I talk directly with their retargeting people. They say, did life get in the way? Were you too busy to take this offer? That's it. And they use that in over 20 different niches. Did life get in the way? Were you too busy for this offer? Okay, I'll give you some other tips as we go through this as well too. Now, keep in mind, I want to be able to open up your mind, right? There's a whole other world out there called off-site retargeting as well, meaning outside of Facebook. And this is where the prospect goes to your website, and then it's tracked, and then your prospect leaves or your potential customer leaves, and then they're going to start seeing your ad on other sites. So even with a small ad budget, people, potential customers, can start seeing your image and your brand everywhere they go. And what's interesting, I mean, even with our brand, in the scheme of things, we have not really spent that much money. We have not spent hundreds of millions like other big companies. But man, I'm going to tell you, it is absolutely amazing when I walk into an event and like I'm in the back of the room, like I'm a paid customer to be there, just like everybody else, and people start walking up and they go, oh my goodness, Kurt, I saw your webinar or I saw you walking through the bunker, your office, or I saw when you did this video on. The more retargeting that we're doing, we're seeing more and more relationships really become involved. So when people start clicking on your content and then they start seeing you all over, it gives them an impression really, oh my goodness, this person's very popular, this content's very popular, I should really pay attention. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of third-party sites today. The two companies that we use, and I will be doing more training later, is we use AdRoll and Perfect Audience. These are companies that I can put this little code on my website, and I can go out and find other sites that my ads can appear on. And I'll explain that to you here in just a moment. See, Perfect Audience, like once you start learning retargeting on Facebook, that's what I'm going to teach today, but it opens up this whole, I don't want to say Pandora's box, it's a whole other bag of gold that starts to open up, right? So let's take a look at this, for example. Now, you can do partner retargeting. That means it's going to use display and other banners, dynamic product retargeting. That system right there can allow you to, a customer clicked on this shirt and this size, it can retarget an ad to exactly what they looked at, right? If you're selling a digital product, that's pretty easy. But if you're selling an extra small t-shirt for 7-year-olds, let's just say, that can be a great way to retarget. Well, you can also retarget on Twitter, display ads, Facebook, in the news feed. There's lots of different options once you start understanding the concept and really learning the numbers as well too. Now that your visitors have been tagged with unique cookie, okay, and I'll show you a description of this in a second, the Perfect Audience platform, it searches for them across Facebook and other websites in their network and serves ads to them. So by having partnerships, Perfect Audience has these major ad network partnerships like Facebook and Google, Google Display Network, OpenX, PubMatic. These are a lot of different places that have access to literally hundreds of thousands of websites. I even wanted to mention that. People are like, well, wait a minute, how can my one little ad be shown on so many different sites? Well, it's not going to be shown on all these sites at the same time, but it's going to give you the ability to do this. And this is what I love. So let's say I want to retarget, let's say someone lands on my website, right? And I'm giving you the 20,000 foot view here. Someone lands on my website. Well, let's say I'm having a live event in Austin, Texas. I don't want to advertise to someone in New Jersey. What I want to do is I only want to run retargeting ads just in a local area. You can do that. Or I only want to run retargeting ads to people that have a high probability of doing or visiting. You can do that offsite. Or you can say, I only want to have my retargeting ads run on financial websites. You can absolutely do that too, all to bring people back to your sites. Now keep in mind, a lot of these sites that you can retarget on with like perfect audience or ad roll, all you do is you set up one ad, as long as you read through the terms of use. Always make sure you read through the terms of use. But all of a sudden now your brand can show up on sites like CNN, Sports Illustrated, Forbes, the Boston Globe, lots of newspapers. Fremont Tribune, there's my old hometown in Nebraska, even small sites as well too, or literally there are hundreds of thousands of sites out there. Now, I'm going to get just a little bit more detailed for a little bit more experience, just to, again, show people the possibilities before I walk you into it. This is retargeting 201. See, what happens here is you work really hard, thanks to retargetingnews.com for this, you work really hard to get people over to your site. And let's be honest. You're working on your funnel, you're split testing creatives, you're spending money to figure out how much it is to acquire a customer. You're already spending money. So the thing is, 98% of your website visitors leave without converting. It's kind of like walking into your store, they look around a little bit, and they're like, and then they just leave. Wouldn't you love to follow up with those people? So what we do is types of banners to show these people, awareness. So we run a lot of like campaigns, as you know, to build awareness and really to qualify our audience. Well, for that, we can also build awareness through our retargeting. Like, for instance, for blog posts, what I'm going to show you to do in a little bit. What we want to do with retargeting is we want to extend the story. So step one, level 101, really just setting up retargeting ads. And you have to run enough traffic. Facebook buys ads per 1,000 impressions. So if you're in a local area and you only have 30 people hit your website, Facebook's probably not going to have be able to retarget or run any retargeting ads because there's just not enough people. Once you start getting 300, 400, 500 people who are cookied, who are tracked to your site, now Facebook can start serving ads. What I'm talking about in retargeting 201 is once you're spending $300, $400, $500 a day and you're having hundreds, if not thousands of people come to your site. Now you can start to sort people out by the story. You're going to hear me say this more and more as I go on. Now, sorting people out by the story. See, I can run ads that just bring additional awareness. I can also run ads, which I'll show you how to do, that I'm just going to talk about the interest, right? I'm going to give them some content. This could be stuff from my blog besides just branding. Now, I'm also going to give them information that's very product specific. See, what I'm doing is I'm just cutting down the funnel, right? I'm really product specific. Remember, people typically do not buy for two main reasons. Number one, they do not have enough information to buy. So I'm giving them additional information and social proof with some testimonials. The second reason that people don't typically buy is they don't understand the urgency. That's why so many people will run specials, and I do this all the time, and I'm sure you do as well in your business. But we run specials all the time that says, if you buy now, we will give you a discount of X. Very much like I'll make an offer at the end of the presentation for Social Media Ad Genius, of course. Well, what happens is when you have a limited time for people to purchase, or when they understand that the special is going away, many times we see that we make 30, 40, even 50% of our sales the last day of our special. So we have to give proper education and inform people. We have to give people a timeline. Now, the other thing is once they bought, you still want to be able to follow up. Maybe you want to follow up with additional specials. Maybe there's some information that you want to communicate to your buyer, like, thank you so much for being here. Or your very next product, it's great to advertise to buyers because they have a higher probability of buying from you again. Again, this is really layering everything down. Now, what's really interesting is we start building out, we start thinking about our strategies on how we want to retarget people. This is retargeting 301. See, we can place website custom pixels, which again, I'm going to walk you through on how to do, but I can take a look at, okay, what about if people came to my website and they just left? Like they didn't really do anything. Well, what we can do is insert a little code where we can follow up with just the people who just left, and that's it. What about if people viewed the product? Well, we can create just an audience of only people who viewed the product. They looked at it. Or what about it when they added it to their shopping cart? Like I mentioned in one of my retargeting videos that you'll see come out very, very shortly, that talks about someone going into a flower shop, loading a bunch of flowers into a cart, getting a phone call and walking out. You knew that they were already going to buy, but for some reason, they didn't. How could you follow up? For years before this, there was just a lost opportunity. The customer left, you'd never see him again. Now you have multiple opportunities to follow up. And let's be honest, your buyers are going to make you the most money, so you're going to be able to do a couple of things. Remarket specifically to your buyers. Thank you. We appreciate you. Here's a new special. Did you see this bonus that you got as being a buyer? The other thing is you may want to run specials. Like, hey, we have a special offer for this weekend only. But you don't want your buyers who paid full price to see your special. So this is a way that we can segment and make sure, wouldn't you love to get a billboard on a main highway with lots of traffic, but all of your buyers would see a different ad? That's really important, right? Or imagine seeing a billboard as you're driving down the highway and it changes depending on the experience you've had with that company. I mean, just think how powerful that would be for your business. Also, one of the great things about Facebook is it's cross-platform. Now, not to get too much into the technical stuff, but I'll tell you this much before, is really important, is tracking does not work on mobile phones. Tracking cookies just really don't work there at all. Well, Facebook's platform is very unique. The reason is, and this is why we're going to spend the rest of the time talking just about Facebook, is because Facebook doesn't always just use cookies, they also use your login to tie you to information. So if you see an ad on your mobile phone, it can appear on your desktop, it can appear on your iPad or your mobile device. See, Facebook can still track along, not like these other sites. What's very, very, very different about Facebook is they can still put your ads in the right location on the right sites if you're logged into Facebook. Very, very, very powerful here. Okay, so watch this. Lots of retargeting options, right? I've already shown you a 20,000-foot view. I said, okay, look, here's the world's possibilities. Now let's put those possibilities into action. Let's focus on Facebook retargeting only. Usually I put these slides up earlier. I'm not quite sure why I put them here. If you guys don't know who I am by now, you registered for our webinar, you're on our list. Thank you. We spend a lot of different money, lots of different niches. And I tell people it doesn't really matter where you came from, just test, verify, hang around really smart people, offer lots of value, and they will do lots of business with you. There's the moral of the story. Anybody can do it, right? The information that I'm going to share with you now all comes from us talking to Facebook directly and what we've used inside of our agency. So I've given you some ideas of what retargeting is. So overall, the next part of this presentation, the goal is to really teach proven methods that you got to apply this consistently. It can't just happen once or twice. To produce a long-term plan that at the end of the day, we want it to be predictable and scalable. I mean, if you can have predictable traffic, the world's your oyster. It is, all right, I'm going to go on a cruise for 2 weeks, and it's $3,500, and I have 2 other business partners, and here's my expense, and I know exactly how much to spend to get exactly how many leads to get the exact result that I'm looking for. It's not a gamble. It's a very good educated decision, and it's just not a guess. Now, I want to make sure, because I saw a little warning come up here real quick. Can everybody hear me okay? Is everything coming through okay? Because this is the part where the rubber meets the road that I really want to explain to you how we do this and go over our case study. Can everybody hear me okay still here?
You're still good, bud. Yep.
Good. Yep, all good now. Good sound still. Good to hear everybody here. Great. All right. So now, a lot of people think Facebook ads are going to make them money.
right? Everybody's like, okay, I'm going to create this ad, but it needs to go into a funnel, right? It needs to be followed up with. The thing is many of you have heard me say this before. People get locked out of Facebook ads. The main reason is because they really run the whole thing wrong, and Facebook doesn't do a very good job about communicating. The money's really in the funnel and how you follow up with people, and that's what I'm going to train you on today. See, we're going to take our Facebook ads. If someone clicks on the ads, we're going to talk about micro commitments. Every step someone takes, it's closer to them buying your products or services, but the more steps that they take, the higher probability they have of doing business with you. So the goal is to really take a look at our funnel. When we want to figure out our avatar, our guy right here, right? This is our avatar. They saw one of our ads, they clicked on our ads, they went to our lead page. Well, I want to track him. I want to find out, okay, great. He went to the opt-in page, he opted in. Great. I'm going to send him emails. He's checking out different videos, or he's going to different pages, checking out different products and services. All right. He's going to my buy page. He's on my sales page, and then he comes down and they buy from me. Okay, great. Well, I want to track everything that he does, and every spot that my avatar goes, I want to be able to retarget specific ads. So here's how we're going to do that. The conversion pixel. Now, the conversion pixel can track and optimize your campaigns for clicks, leads, and sales, actually up to 28 days. Here's what actually, I'll explain both bullet points after I go over the second one. Each goal page you want to optimize with Facebook will need a conversion pixel. So a conversion pixel is going to do a couple of different things. One of them is going to track for you how many conversions you had. Now, a conversion could be a website click. It's up to you, whatever you want to set the goal at. A conversion could be someone who signed up for your newsletter. A conversion could be someone who purchased. Now, anything that we use a conversion pixel for, we're going to be able to optimize for. We're going to be able to say, Facebook, I want more people visiting this one page on my website. Go out and find them. Or, hey, Facebook, we've gotten enough opt-ins now to our newsletter. I want you to go out and target people who are entrepreneurs who have a high probability of signing up for our newsletter. Now, this is what the conversion pixel is going to be used for. So I want to place a conversion pixel on each place of my funnel. So let's call the conversion pixel a conversion cookie. Okay, someone's going to click on my ad. The first place they're going to go is they're going to go to my landing page, or we like to call it a lead page, right? We use lead pages a lot too. If you don't, I highly encourage that you use them. You can go ahead and even put in the questions. If you have never seen the lead pages webinar we did with those guys, it was absolutely awesome. Really shows you how to build out a funnel. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Someone lands on my lead page. I want to put a conversion pixel on my lead page, because if I'm not spending a lot of money on traffic, I want to be able to say, hey, Facebook, I've had over 100 visitors to my main website. Just find me people who will click on the ad, micro commitment, land on my landing page, micro commitment, right? Okay, well, if someone opts in on my opt-in thank you page, I want to have a second conversion pixel. This is going to be called an opt-in or a lead conversion pixel. Really, really, really more important. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to have one conversion pixel on my landing page, one conversion on my thank you page, separate pixels, right? Okay, well, what happens if someone then maybe they opt in and then they go to a website and watch a video? Maybe that's a part of my funnel. I want to know that they went to watch that video. So I'm going to place a third conversion pixel there. Now, let's say they went to my sales page. They looked at, are they going to purchase Social Media Ad Genius and become a community member? I want to put a cookie there too, a conversion pixel. So this is my fourth conversion pixel on my fourth page. The reason is I want to be able, as I acquire enough data, as I get enough people who visit my sales page, I can set it up and say, Facebook, only go out and target people who have a high probability of visiting my sales page. That's powerful, but you have to have everything set up right. And then it comes down to buyers. I mean, eventually, once you get enough buyers, you can literally tell Facebook, just go out and find me people that have a high probability of buying. Now, this all takes split tests, and I'll tell you real quick without getting all the details. I am always split testing different campaigns. So this, sending website clicks directly to my landing page only, I'm testing that. I'm also testing Facebook. I want you to optimize for opt-ins. I'm testing Facebook. I want you to optimize for people to watch the replay of our webinar, for example. I want you to optimize directly for people who visit the landing page, or I want you to optimize for sales. I'm always looking for the following. I don't care about click-through rate, and I don't care about cost per click. All I care about is this. What is my cost per acquisition? What's the best way that I can get a highly qualified person to opt into our funnel? That is number one. Number two is, what is the average value of someone who takes this action? So an opt-in, if it costs me $8, I want to be able to know, okay, within either 24 hours or 7 days or 30 days, what is my cost per action or per opt-in? What is my average revenue per opt-in? I'm just going to take my revenue, divide it by the actions when people landed here, or the number of my opt-in, right? See, what's going to happen is I'm going to figure out, okay, do I get cheaper opt-ins when I optimize per opt-in? Or are they a little bit more expensive, but there's a higher probability of buying if I optimize for buyers? These are all things that we talk about inside of our community that we're always split testing, okay? There is no definitive answer. You should always, always, always be split testing. I know I may have some questions around that. I'll answer those to the end of the presentation. I just want to set up a conversion pixel on each different layer. This is where Facebook's going to start doing the work. So I would suggest start inserting your conversion pixels, each separate one, into your websites. The reason is if you're running traffic, you want Facebook to be learning from the money that you're spending, right? Don't spend money just once. Have your money work over and over for you. See, the conversion pixel, you're just going to go inside into conversion tracking inside of your ads manager. And from there, you're going to create a pixel that you can name whatever you want. You can name it a checkout, a registration, a lead. Very easy to do it. If you ever have any questions, click on this little question mark, and it tells you. See, what I want to do is I want to set up webinar landing page, right? These are called key page view. I want to know when people land on the webinar but did not opt in. When we got a lead, I want to know that we got a lead, right? That someone opted in. And when someone purchases, I want to know that they purchased. I can optimize to all these different levels where Facebook does all the work for me. Really important. So let's talk about this type of targeting. There's also called custom audience for targeting. Now see, the way that custom audiences work, this is kind of like a rudimentary retargeting. See, I can upload emails that I may have from a conference, or maybe I went to a list agency that I bought email addresses and phone numbers of people who subscribed or purchased a certain set of products. By the way, one other thing you can do, I don't really talk about this a lot, but you can go to like Google Plus and download all your connections. You can go to Outlook and download all your connections. Gmail, you can download all your connections and upload them here for the email database as well too to market to. So it's a whole other strategy, but what happens is you're able to upload emails or phone numbers into the database of Facebook. Facebook's then going to match those up with people who have entered that information in their profile, okay? So we may take emails that are all work emails and upload them to Facebook, and you may have a very small match rate. It's because most people, of course, use their personal email. We typically see about a 40% email match, all right? Now, when we upload emails or phone numbers, we can run very specific ads to these people, or we can say, okay, these are my buyers, don't show them this specific ad in the example, right? Now, the other powerful thing is when we set up custom audiences, upload an email list, we also use this for the conversion pixels, it creates lookalike audiences. This is where Facebook goes out and says, okay, I got enough information on your person who landed on your website or opted in or looked at your shopping cart. I can go create a lookalike audience from those pixels. So this is going to get really, 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 really big, really big. Donald, you asked, do I have a done for you service for this? Absolutely, we do. So this is all a learning process, not a problem, and I'll talk to you about your options here in just a second. But we do make it easy for people. Either we can do it for you, or of course you can do it on your own. Now the audience pixel. So we're going to create a custom audience by uploading a list of emails or phone numbers. Okay, great. Or we're going to create a website pixel in Facebook. See, this is where retargeting starts to happen for the website. And I'm going to show you from Facebook learning your data of who visits what page, you can make a similar audience, which is, hey, Facebook, go out and find me similar people, through the profiles that you've seen from my buyers. Go out and find me similar people out in Facebook that have a high probability of buying, and Facebook will go out and target those individuals. See, here's one of the great ways I like to show this as well, too. I found this online. So as an advertiser, you can input phone numbers or email addresses. It is hard-coded for extra security, they say, or to ensure security. And then ads are served to email addresses and phone numbers that it match. And it doesn't matter if it's on the phone, if someone's using their Facebook from an iPad, cell phone, doesn't matter. Facebook will match it up. That's the great thing about the Audience Pixel. Not only can you upload stuff that Facebook can target on any platform, but Facebook can also retarget on any platform as well. This is absolutely huge. So Ken, I noticed you said the sound cuts out just a little bit in and out. Sometimes with my slide presentations, but I assure you, if there's any questions you have, I'll answer them towards the end, and the recording will come out crystal clear. I absolutely promise you. All right, so yes, we're always being recorded because I like to go over lots of information, and I want to make sure that you have you'll be able to see everything. If you only have access to emails, that is perfectly fine. You can upload either phone numbers or email addresses, so not a problem. So let's tie this together, okay? Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take an audience pixel, and I'm going to put it on every single page that I want to follow up with someone. So someone clicks on my ad. They go to my landing page, okay? I'm going to put a little audience pixel on my landing page. Now, let's just say that they opt in, because I want to retarget them in the future, right? If they opt into my landing page. Or they can retarget in the future for people who opted in, right? And then from there, people who visited my sales page but didn't buy, I want to follow up with them as well. Or people who buy, I love following up with them. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a fortune as a follow-up. I'm putting an audience pixel on each one of my goal pages. See, it depends on what people see, but I'm going to serve them different information like, hey, here's a video to find out more. Or I'm going to show you what we call funnel targeting. This is really where a lot of your money is going to be made at when done properly and consistently. See, what's going to happen is this. We're going to really start thinking through, okay, where can we retarget people that did not take a specific action? So I want to take a look at people who went to my opt-in page but did not opt in. Maybe I'm going to follow them up with a blog article. They're interested in my subject matter, just not specifically what I was offering. Let's just say it was a webinar. But I can retarget them about my blog, so that is what we call funnel targeting. Well, let's tell the story. Let's say someone opted in but did not buy. Well, I'm going to remarket to all opt-ins. And what that can be an ad for a discount. I like to do testimonials. You'll see me, I like to do a lot of retargeting that goes around our bunker, like I take people on a bunker tour. I want people to be familiar with who we are and what we do. The more that someone sees me, like you'll see in the case study, the higher probability that they are of becoming a customer and joining our community. So I also want to be able to retarget people who, of course, spent all the time to click on the ad, opt in, go through the opt-in, get my emails, go to the landing page. This person has made so many micro commitments. This is perfect where I can remarket people to my sales page, where what I may do also is I may do a testimonial. Remember, the two main reasons that people do not buy, they either do not have enough information to buy, or they don't understand the urgency of why to buy now. And I can create that with my experience, right? So we put all of this together. Here's what starts to happen. These little pixels, they start to grow. And Facebook starts to learn. As you start running a couple, 100 clicks, 1,000 clicks, 2,000 clicks, Facebook can start to learn, all right, you want me to go out and find people who are lookalike of people who did not opt in? Well, they did click on your ad, so that means they're slightly qualified with a micro commitment. Let's retarget those people to our blog. Well, what about people who have opted in over and over and over? Well, we can tell Facebook, just optimize for people to opt in. And they can also create an audience called a lookalike audience. So we can go out and we can find literally lookalike people who have opted in. But come on, let's be honest. Let's even get in this more. The more people that buy, by the way, to create a lookalike from lookalike opt-ins, I do it for about 100 people. Once I get 100 people, this is where it starts to rock and roll. And a couple people said, hey, Kurt, you're getting a little choppy. It's because I have a bunch of transitions in here. We're still trying to figure that out. The recording will be perfect. I see a lot of people in here going, oh my God, this is great. This is amazing. Awesome. I mean, literally right now you should be sitting in your chair saying, if I'm not doing retargeting, I'm leaving some money on the table. This lookalike audience, oh my goodness, it's going to be absolutely killer. Look at this, lookalike buyers. Imagine after you get 100 plus buyers, Facebook will go out and find you buyers, and literally the world's your oyster, because Facebook, as you are running consistent traffic, Facebook's always learning. That's how you saw me take that one person that I showed you before where we were getting $8 opt-ins, got it to $4 opt-ins, and then $2. They're always running traffic, so Facebook's always learning and they're doing all the hard work. So let's go through these basics here real quick. Facebook tells everybody, start a page, create engaging content, advertise, target, and measure. Really today we're just talking about targeting and measuring, right? And when people typically start out on Facebook, they say, okay, I can advertise to a core audience or a custom audience or lookalike. Most people don't use the other two options. All they do is they use core audiences where they select, okay, I'm going to target an interest and a location. Like, this takes work. You're going to spend money and work at it, right? And you're going to select like the interest with people who have things in common, or behaviors, like people who have certain jobs, right? That's all regular basic targeting. That takes a lot of work to set up. Well, once it's all set up, you got your custom audiences that you can upload for people and that can create lookalike audiences. So either you could upload leads that you have, or you place a little pixel and Facebook will learn. Either way, you can give Facebook the data. Facebook's going to learn who wants to buy your products and services. This is huge, absolutely huge. So for this type of targeting, you click on audiences, and once you click on audiences, what you do is you go to create an audience, and underneath create an audience is you'll be able to create a custom audience. Like I said, custom audience for who went to the landing page, custom audience who went to my buy page, lookalike audiences. You see this right here for customer list. You can upload customer list, upload a file, copy and paste names, or you get a little pixel to put on your website. Makes it really easy. I got Pierre in here. He says, very good stuff. I'm seeing the light. This is totally awesome, Jimmy says. Lawton says, I'm going to stalk you. I love Lawton. Lawton helps write a bunch of our copy, and if you guys don't know, he's a world-class and a world-amazing copywriter. He is inside of our social media ad genius group, and I will see him in San Diego, even though he told me he's not going. But you will be going, Lawton. We'll talk about that after this call. All right. Now, type of retargeting as we really round in the home stretch. See, with a custom audience, I can target anybody who's visited my website in 30 days. You notice that little check mark right here, included past website traffic? If I have the pixels installed, it doesn't matter when I start my ads, Facebook's always going to be tracking it. See, I can target people who visit my website, people who visit specific web pages, like they went to my landing page, but they did not opt in. I can show them a different ad. People who have not visited my website in 30 days, I can show them a different ad. See, I can segment my story. And, this is awesome, I can follow up with people who haven't even been to my website for up to 180 days, right? As Lawton said, a little stalking. But when you set all this up, you have lookalike audiences. So Facebook goes out and they look at your custom audiences, and look at this. You can create lookalike audiences from your custom audience that you uploaded, from your pixels, from a conversion tracking pixel, and even from your fan page as well too. And you just select what country and then run it from there. I mean, I'm telling you, Facebook will do all the work for you. Now, as many of you may know, we tell people, look, if you're getting started out, start driving targeted likes to your fan page. It's a really low-cost way to market. Get an idea of who qualifies for the traffic. And engagement doesn't really happen much on Facebook, but it's a way to quantify what your ads could look like. You can do a promoted post and dark post. I mean, all that's inside Social Media Ad Genius. What we're really talking about today is funnel targeting and retargeting. And where we see 2015 really heading, that's where all the money is. So if you really want to know where the wheelbarrows of cash are, it's in retargeting, but it has to be set up right, okay? So you identify your avatar, right? We tell people run some likes to qualify your audience. Oh, by the way, this is kind of a quick side note. I just had to throw this in here. When you use custom audiences and they start to get over 1,000 people that have seen it, or fan pages or conversion pixels, you can use audience insights inside of Facebook. It'll tell you what the audience is made up of. Demographics, sex, or the gender, the age, where people are located, what people buy, their household makeup. You see, if you install all this right the first time, do you see how much stuff literally that Facebook will do for you and then tell you on who to target? It's absolutely just perfect. Oh yeah, this is huge. People are like, oh my goodness, traffic, this is absolutely huge. Okay, here's the thing. You can run retargeting if you want to do a promoted post and put your link like onto my blog. So we retarget anybody who goes to the blog. Or on dark posts. If we create a dark post, someone clicks on an ad and goes to our website, we're going to retarget them too. Remember, continue on with the story. Is your landing page congruent with your story? Think about how you can continue your story with email follow-up the same way you can do retargeting. This is what we call funnel targeting, and it's absolutely huge. I mean, everything that we teach you is, here's how you attract attention, here's how you get attraction, here's how you pull people over, here's how you start marketing your message, because really, it starts with the sales funnel with sales, raving fans, and high tickets. And I can tell you this, retargeting your sales and raving fans, oh my goodness, it is an amazing way to build your brand, keep in front of people, have some brand loyalty. It's huge, and we prove it all the time. So I did promise this. It's towards the end of the presentation. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how we did this case study. So let's talk about this case study right here, right? So here's all the great arrows. You know, we didn't spend a whole lot of money. How in the heck did we do it? Well, very easy. So my very first exposure. Friend of mine, colleague I met, Todd Brown, amazing individual who talks about funnels, by the way. If you don't, I know a couple of people have said that they already know who Todd is. Todd is awesome. Anyway, so what happens is Todd sends an email out to his list, his database, and he goes, you know what? I want to have Kurt on a hangout. I just want him to meet you guys, and we're going to talk about retargeting. So what he did is he sent out an email. But Todd didn't have this whole funnel built for me, for him and I to talk. So what he did is he created a really simple landing page. That's it. He created a landing page, and we had a Google Hangout, absolutely free. That's it. So basically what happens is very, very simple, is this little thing right here. I'm going to show you what this is. But everyone's first exposure to be number one was watching this Google Hangout. Well, after the Google Hangout, Todd said, hey, look, if you're interested and want to join Kurt on a webinar with me in a couple of days to learn more about this, opt in down below. Doesn't matter because I'm already retargeting them because they landed on our Hangout, right? So here's what happens. As soon as someone opts in, well, they either opt in, what's going to happen is they're going to see a video of me. Hey, everybody, this is Kurt Molly. Welcome to the webinar. It's great you're going to be here on the webinar. That's their second exposure to me. So now they get to see me for 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to walk them to the bunker, let them know who I am, and I'm retargeting. See how I'm pointing this little pixel thing up here? I'm going to show you what that is here in just a minute. It's going to let you know when you're being pixeled or if your pixels are working right. Well, what happens is as soon as someone opts in, they see an ad from me that says, hey, you're registered for the webinar. Congratulations, here's some additional bonus content. That's their third exposure from me. Now people are really getting to know how this is. So here we go. By the way, remember that little code I talked about right here? James is on here. He's like, that's how I got into your SMAG course. Through that funnel. It really works. That's awesome. I appreciate that, James. So we click on this little arrow right here. This is called Facebook Pixel Helper. Very easy. You use Chrome browser. Go to Facebook Pixel Helper. It'll explain the whole thing. It's very easy to use. Anytime you go to a website, you click this little thing here in the corner. It will say one custom audience pixel, one conversion pixel. I'm super amazed, by the way, how many amazing sites I go to, like big brands, that don't have any of this installed. This is how, A, you make sure that your stuff works. B, you can see when other people are retargeting it. So here's what happens with Todd. So now we have people, we told them thank you to have us join the webinar, right? Well, what I'm doing is after the webinar or during the webinar, people are really getting their fourth exposure. But if they didn't see the webinar, what I do, this is huge, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same thing here, pretty close. I take my entire recorded webinar, all the slides like what you just saw here. I take out, I can't use any of the words that say Facebook, by the way, but you can't use any screenshots of Facebook when you do a Facebook video. It's a small little tip. But what happens is, it's called a dramatic pause because I have to take a drink of water because I'm super excited. I take my presentation and I record a 5 to 7 minute summary of my webinar. So for the people who didn't show up, they can watch a 5 to 7 minute summary of what they missed and what they can expect by watching the webinar. It's been huge for us. And really that's people's fifth exposure if they attended the webinar, either fourth or fifth, depending if they watched or not. Remember, this gives people more information on why to buy. I'll also run some retargeting for testimonials, but then we run a special ad that says final notice. That's the sixth exposure. They've had 6 exposures to me overall. And you can set this up and run perpetually, so as people are visiting your site, they visited this, they didn't do this, you can tell all these separate stories. See, what happens is even when people buy, we're able to send a thank you video. It's one of the best ways to greet people when they first buy from you. Keeps your refund rates down low as well too, because people know that you care. You're following up. It's my 7th exposure. By the way, my 8th exposure, well, my blog post. Remember, once a week we do a new blog post, so we just retarget our blog posts, so people are always seeing our blogs. My 9th exposure, whether they buy or not, is something like a webinar just like this. So I'm constantly using what we call the invisible list. So as I'm going to round out the story here, here's some retargeting tips. You want to take some screenshots. This is really good. And again, you'll get the presentation after this. So segment your story. Landing pages and website visitors. Segment your story to people who opt in or subscribe because they've made that additional micro commitment. Segment out the story of people who view your sales page. I use social proof, testimonials, some FaceTime with me, meeting my staff, seeing a tour of our office can be huge so people know that we're real. Segment your story into people who buy. Now, here's another very quick thing. I don't have a lot of time to spend on this. What we do is we like to segment out our days and diversify when someone comes through our funnel, but they do not purchase. So the first 7 days, we follow up with one ad. And then 8 to 14 days after they've been on our site, we follow up with a different ad. This could be some additional social proof or a coupon. 15 to 30 days, we serve a different ad. We also target people who have not visited or taken action in 30 days. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. But you can target people even up to 100 days of people who didn't take action. You have lots of different options as you sit down and really map up this process. This is a lot of stuff we're going to be training on in 2015. So for Facebook to really start creating these similar visitors, similar opt-ins, similar buyers, get these cookies implanted right away. Because really the best part, if you set everything up right, Facebook's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. Now keep in mind, everything that I told you today, make sure you take all this information, test, monitor, review, improve, quantify results, share the results with others, either in your own community, inside our community. This is how everyone learns together. This is really important. We are doing a lot of new videos on retargeting and new strategies. A lot of this stuff I actually publish inside of our Insiders Club for people who are inside the social media ad genius community. People get a free 30-day access, and I take these case studies like this, and I post these all the time as we're refining the back of social media ad genius as well. So I covered a ton of information with you today, and you all know that Facebook's always changing, right? And we all know that Facebook's customer service, or lack thereof, right? Really, we're together in a community. Basically, this is really big. The thing is we're all in this together, and Facebook really is not supporting small businesses very well at all. So learn with us and from us. So we tell people, look, you really have 3 options if you want to take a look and you want to work with us. We make it really easy. Now, option number 1. We did roll out something here just recently. If you're interested, you can write Zach at Blackbox Social Media. That's Zach at Blackbox Social Media. If you want Zach and the copywriter team to set up ads for you to get all your pixels installed and all your retargeting installed, they'll actually set up ads for you, get everything set up for you, and then you just run the ads. And then they give you a full Skype support if you have any questions or anything else. But again, you're going to have to spend at least $2,000 in Facebook ad spend, $2,000 with the agency. That's just our very basic, here's how we set everything up for you, and then you hit the buttons to run. But you can write Zach at Black Box Social Media if you believe you're in that area that you want to test $4,000 with retargeting Facebook. And remember, you have to run enough cold traffic to be able to retarget. But if you're serious, Zach, Z-A-C-H, if you wouldn't mind putting his email address in there, at Black Box Social Media. If you have any questions, you can set up a phone call with him, and he'll have you fill out a small little form to get you some questions. The other thing is you can always do it on your own. You can learn from us on these webinars, these free webinars, which is great. You can go to Google and the YouTube and learn. Not a problem if you would like to do that too. In my opinion, it's just a pain in the ass, lots of different information, but here's how we really rock and roll it. Here's a simple shortcut. We've made Social Media Ad Genius an amazing community here with, I know, lots of people in here right now that have used a lot of our information. So introducing Social Media Ad Genius. Now, Social Media Ad Genius, the ads that we teach, I mean, these can be used for brick and mortar, local businesses, businesses anywhere in the world. We have thousands of customers from around the world, e-commerce, affiliate, marketing, blogs. I mean, literally, as long as it doesn't violate the terms of use, you have a lot of options. And literally, we map out everything for you as well, too. By the way, I will tell you just right here, I believe it's going to be March, because Nick and I both have a birthday in March. In March, we're going to be releasing Social Media Ad Genius 2.0, where we do a lot of updates. But that's going to be for everybody else, not for you, because I'm going to show you how we're going to take all this information. We're updating. A lot of this is updated in here. We're going to take this information, even update it more. We're going to have a really big event that's going to go on in March, but I'm going to give you early access to all that stuff. This is a direct result of over $5 million in Facebook ad spend over the last 2 years of testing. And again, we test, monitor, review, we improve, we quantify results, we share those results with you on webinars and inside of our community so we can all learn, and we monitor for changes. So starting today, you can be part of the community as well if you haven't been already. Calvin Parker, another great individual, he's been in direct response marketing for over 30 years. I just had dinner with him last Thursday because he just moved here to Austin. I love being able to meet people through our community. Phil Newton says, hey, I've been online since 2002. I rarely move to pass comment or judgment, but this is exceptionally refreshing. Well, then I tell people, well, what about, for example, I hit way too many buttons way too fast. Huh. That's really interesting. Oh, I accidentally hit a button? There you go. Angie Moore, yeah, we actually have support questions, so we have people answer it in the community, but yeah, we're the real deal. Like, we actually reply back to you, answer questions as well too. Same thing, Daryl. Daryl comes in here and Daryl basically says, first off, love your videos. People have questions inside of our groups. I'll record a quick little video for them so people can see it inside of the insiders group. And I can walk you, okay, you need to put your conversion pixel here, you want to try this. Christina comes in here and says, hey, I set up remarketing, configured the key product view and the conversion metric. I received 165 conversions. That's leads, but very few sales. But she has leads to follow up with. So what we do is we take people, especially since she was an SAP employee, and Volusions remind me of a lot of back-end robustness. Yeah. There are people making career change, getting into this, and using this step by step, and I know that you can too. So let's take a quick look inside. Everything that you're going to see in Social Media Ad Genius, you just log in, you see a video of me. I'm going to reshoot this because we got some new lights Nick's really happy about. And really we take a step by step of, hey, you've never run a Facebook ad or retargeting ad. We're going to take you step by step. How do you start profiling people? How do you select the right targets? Literally, we make it really easy. We also give you a map that says, look, start here. Or if you've already spent $1,000 plus on Facebook, go to level 3. Instantly, right there, I'm telling you, you will start saving money on your ads because of what we show with the conversion pixel and layering the conversion pixel strategy. Right there, hands down alone, for my friends who are spending over $1,000 a day, they're crushing it online. Now, you may think this is going to cost a pretty penny. I mean, we've already covered tons of information. We spent millions of dollars in years testing. And we spent, I mean, some people have seen the video, tens of thousands of dollars. I think almost close. I mean, we probably spent $50,000 plus this last year traveling to different events. Oh, by the way, if you're coming to Traffic and Conversion in San Diego in February, we will absolutely be there. So inside the Insiders Club, which you're all going to get access to in here in a little bit as soon as you join Social Media Ad Genius, There's a video. Look for that video. We're going to have a special mastermind the day before that I'm going to talk Lawton into going to out into San Diego. So this is a public commitment. Everyone, Lawton's going to be there. He's going to want to meet you in San Diego. But this is Traffic and Conversion. This is the biggest conference of the year. This is where a lot of great players go out there. We meet, we mingle. You should come out, meet everybody. This is where you get so many ideas. Really, Social Media Ad Genius was born out of that last year before it was only in masterminds. I mean, we charge our clients a bunch of money, which is great. Here's the thing. Everything you really require is inside or inside of our community. You can look over case studies, how we run stuff. I will, in March, sell 2.0 for $9.97. We're going to have affiliates. There's going to be a launch. There's prizes. That part's going to be huge because lots of my customers, have requested to say, come on, Kurt, you should do some kind of big launch. Like, that would be really important. Lots of people could use this information. We've just run ads. So $9.97 is what we're going to do, but that's not the price that you're going to pay today. Instead, what we're going to do is something else. Oh, yeah. I'm also going to give you a bonus of social media in 7 minutes. It shows you a lot of organic strategies. I don't use a lot of organic strategies, but some businesses want the whole package, which is fine. So it's easily $9.97 as a steal without all the other bonuses. I mean, literally, it's worth over $1,500 for what I just said. However, just for watching this webinar, I mean, literally, I just finished putting this together today. We're going to give you a much better deal, especially because you're live here. So Social Media Ad Genius, and you're going to get access to social media in 7 minutes right now for just one payment of $297. Now, we do that for 1 year, so you're going to get 1 year at $297. But right before I talked to Nick said, Kurt, just give him lifetime access. Like, we're going to do our 2.0 in March. It's going to be $997. All we're going to do is we're going to move all of our current customers to 2.0. So if you want a $700 and some savings, what is that, $750, whatever, $297 for lifetime access. You get access to literally all the updates for when the price goes to $1,000 in March. So you can go to socialmediaadgenius.com/retarget. Nick, if you can put the link in there, I'm going to answer questions here in a minute. But socialmediaadgenius.com/retarget. Listen, you don't have to decide right now. If you want to kick it around a little bit, you want to just check out what the training's all about, what the whole thing looks like, or heck, even if you don't like my face or what I say, you can get a refund within the first 30 days. I know this stuff works when you apply it, so I have no problem if someone opens it up, because I know that once you open it up and you look at it and you use it, unequivocally it works. So we also give you a couple of bonuses as well too. I'm going to give you 30 days access inside the Social Media Ad Genius Mastermind group. I'm going to show you something here in just a moment that's absolutely huge. I mean, hands down, it's worth at least $5,000. And this isn't just some made-up crap either. Let me give you an example. So there's socialmediaadgenius.com/retarget. So here's the Insiders Club. The Insiders Club is where we post up-to-date information. People post questions. I do videos of change this, do this, check this out, right? We make it really easy. This whole thing's a community. Look what Ann said. Kurt, you're awesome. I know I've already said that. It bears repeating. I appreciate that. I've tested many different ads and landing pages over the first few weeks. Nothing converted well. I keep thinking what you teach, that Facebook wants users to have a great experience, that ads should enhance the user experience, etc. I had an idea. Spent the last 2 days implementing. Guess what? Now she's getting dollar leads without optimizing anything yet. And people are liking and sharing her ad. She never thought it was possible. All because she asked a question inside the Facebook group. Really important. See, I'm actually going to give you access to Facebook compliance videos. What happens if an account gets shut down, because that's happened to a lot of people in some niches recently. What happens if you're promoting affiliate stuff? What about when I spoke with Justin Brooke, Jason Horning, Ilian Friedman from Santori Prime on what big agencies are doing right now with Facebook and their marketing? What happens if a Facebook rep reaches out to you? What do you say? What about retargeting? You want to really start taking a look at, what about small businesses? You know, small businesses will pay you a handsome fortune to learn how to do this. Not even to learn how to do it, but to have you even do it for them. $500, $1,000, $2,000 to set up and help someone with their funnel, even just setting up retargeting. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely huge. Literally right here, and you can meet people when you come out to San Diego, have made hundreds of thousands of dollars following my processes in the last 2 years. And I even show you who does our fulfillment to work with small and local businesses as well too. You want to know what tools we use to predict all of our ads and our income? I'm going to give you access to those templates as well too. You want to find out, here, this is important. You want to know how we do webinars? Do you want to know exactly how we do step-by-step from a $7 offer to a $97 offer? Do you want to know the emails we use to follow up on a webinar? Do you want to know the exact process on how we set up a webinar? See, this is more than just ads. I literally give away the boat here. This is also, you have questions about retargeting pixels. I've created all trainings to break it step by step and repeat again. So what's going to happen is when you click on the link, or you just go to socialmediaadgenius.com/retarget, depends if you're seeing the replay or live. If you go to this URL, /retarget, it's going to take you direct to this page, and you're going to get a quick follow-up email, and it's going to say, hey, here's your information. And you're literally on your way to becoming a social media ad genius. Oh, by the way, fast action bonus. We only have 10 spots available for this, but I love doing this. Every Friday I have a lunch and learn with people who pay $3,000 and up for our private coaching and our group coaching. You're going to sit on 2 sessions where you're going to hear me live. So instead of just a little video that I may answer or inside the Insiders Club, what ends up happening is you can be a fly on a wall for our higher end mastermind. You can literally sit there and listen as we train over funnels, as we train over Facebook, and then ask any that's great English. Ask any questions you may have specifically. I'll answer them live. Again, you're going to get 2 chances to do that with us. That is well over a $500 value. Here's the other thing as well too. Shecky here in-house has talked to hundreds of our customers. If you're one of the first 10 people, we'll set up a consulting session with Shecky. Spending that half an hour with Shecky can be one of the most valuable things that you do, period. He will help you map out a strategy, get ideas. I would love to do these one-on-ones, but I have a lot of things running. I've trained Shecky personally in the agency to answer questions, get you set up. I mean, literally, just the price of the course alone is worth it when you talk to Shecky just here, let alone just one idea here. So again, you're going to get limited time only. We're only going to do this special here really for the next couple of days. We'll send out a webinar. We'll send out a replay. You'll see the retargeting video for the replay. But I'm telling you, when we do our launch in March, or coming towards the end of March, we are going to do a Social Media Ad Genius 2.0. We're going to throw in a lot of other sites that we're currently testing right now. Retargeting third party. We're testing Apple ads. We're testing mobile ads, banner ads, LinkedIn ads, Pinterest ads. You want to find out exactly what we're doing and everything else? Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be in the 2.0, and you're going to get an automatic upgrade to 2.0 when that happens in March and when we release it to the world. We would love to have you as a testimonial beforehand. So again, $297, lifetime access. We are frequently updating the training as well. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen for questions. I'm going to leave that link there down below and pause the screen here for just a second. So Nick, I know I have a bunch of questions in here. I'm going to open up those questions and start answering them, and you know I like to answer all the questions until we got it done, so which is good. So Luis is like, hey dude, I just signed up before the bonuses even. Didn't even realize I'd get that. So signed up, in it to win it. Excited. That is awesome to have you. Thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate it. I'm a member of Social Media Ad Genius. Is this not included there? Absolutely, Justin. Everything that I just covered. You're going to see those trainings in the back of Social Media Ad Genius. You're going to be part of the 2.0 upgrade. You are already inside the community, and thank you for being here. The call with Shecky changed my life. I'm going to do this just really quick. Tommy, are you in a location where I can pull you out here real quick? Because Tommy is someone who's purchased Social Media Ad Genius. He's talked to Shecky. From that, he's also come down to the bunker, spent time with us, been in our programs. Tommy, are you there? Okay, Tommy, I'm going to take you off of mute here in just a second. So let me find you here real quick. And then I'll tell you when you're off mute. And I always appreciate people coming out and saying hello. Tommy Pick, are you there, sir?
I am.
It is great to hear you, my friend. So 2 really quick things, and thank you for being here, by the way. Well, before my 2 things, did you learn anything today, Tommy?
I did.
So, Tommy, you're a bunch of our masterminds. You do a bunch of stuff.
I learned a lot.
Perfect. Would you mind telling people your experience of Social Media Ad Genius and just dealing with us, what it's done for your business and what you've been able to learn?
it's changed my world. I've never done any marketing before in my life until I put together a website back in April or May, and since I've fallen in with you guys, I mean it's not just how much I've learned, but it's the relationships I've developed with you. It's it's the fact that you guys put your money where your mouth is. I mean, everything you're telling people that you do in the Insiders Club, I mean, that stuff's all for real. You really do get on there, sometimes within moments of someone be posing a question, and you answer the questions. And if there was a way to recommend you any higher than I can right now, I'd do it.
I appreciate it, Tom. And one quick question, because
Okay.
people always like to know. Would you mind telling people what type of business that you have?
I'm in financial services. I help people with their money.
Yep. There's lots of different walks of life. So, Tommy, I got a bunch of questions here. I always appreciate hanging out with you. And, Tommy, I know I will see you in San Diego. And you guys will be able to meet Tommy in San Diego if you go out there. And if you don't have your tickets yet, we got a couple of tickets left. Just let me know. But, Tommy, I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Yes, Nicholas?
Sorry, but I don't want to overpromise. I just got a note that trafficking version has sold out. So it's official. Yeah. But
it's official.
If anybody wants to come to San Diego, we'll be happy to entertain you.
Yeah, we will figure that one out. Okay, so So for the Volusion customer, I suggest they change to BigCommerce. For info, Volusion is the best way. Volusion will blow away your customer. Okay, very interesting. Okay. How do regular SMAG, Pete? That means we call SMAG Social Media Ad Genius, or SMAG. So Kendra, people who join in, they either get 2 free calls where they can listen into Lunch and Learn. They get those 2 free. Otherwise, it is inside one of our 4 or 8 week programs that they get access to Lunch and Learns. Greg, you'll be able to download our slides. We'll have Nick send those out with the replay. Great. And Call with Shecky changed my life. That was Tommy Pick, which I appreciate. What is the cost of lifetime access to the sites for those who are already a member? You already have lifetime access. So we're going to give everybody inside Social Media Ad Genius lifetime access and upgrade to 2.0. So thank you for being here. You're awesome. Appreciate it. We do have options to pay with PayPal. Jim, Nick can reach out to you directly, or if you have any questions, you can write support at Social Media Ad Genius. But you can use PayPal directly, not a problem. Is all info currently updated? So Ron, great question. So here's the thing is we regularly update Social Media Ad Genius, but I always add this little caveat. There's 2 parts to it. The very first thing is, unfortunately, the ads interface can be slightly different depending if you have a new account, old account, where you're located. That makes it a little frustrating. Not huge differences. Sometimes they're just a little bit. The second thing is, we do not update Social Media Ad Genius until we have tested what those updates mean. Like, for example, the reports have changed in the last really 2 weeks. They've made some other updates. I'm going to record some new videos in the next week as I'm running some reports for the agency, seeing how it works out. Is the data reporting right? We only like to train on stuff that, yes, is current, but that is efficient. I don't like to be the guy that says, oh my goodness, check out custom audiences. Oh crap. By the way, they kind of sort of work, they kind of don't. Did you try it? Did you not? I don't want to have people frustrated. I want to have a long-term predictable solution. So yes, Social Media Ad Genius is absolutely updated. I just recorded some videos like on Audience Insights 2 days ago that if you're using Audience Insights, again, from your conversion pixels, it's huge. But yes, it's absolutely being updated. So I already have SMAG. Do I get lifetime access? Yes.
Kurt?
And you will get access. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, don't want to ruin your flow. There is a PayPal button on the side of the page, on the checkout page. Okay. So if somebody just look on the right side of the screen, and they can use PayPal there.
Perfect. Ken, you asked, hey, I bought through Todd. Thank you. Todd's awesome. You also get lifetime access. Yeah. Absolutely, yes. You get lifetime access too. So that is awesome. Sorry I missed the webinar because of miscalculating the time difference. Rick, we will send out a replay. I promise you, not a problem. Do you have any advice for using this to get buyer and seller leads for real estate? So seller leads are a little bit different because seller, what you got to do is you got to target a zip code, and it's hard to have you can't really have a fan page that says
Are you in foreclosure? Need to sell your house quickly? No one really likes that stuff. But you can use ads to say, hey, would you like to sell your house like in a certain zip code? So you can use this for, especially when you're selling a house as well too. So one of the great things is, well, I guess you can use it for selling and buying, especially if you're like a realtor or a real estate agent. Now remember, or keep in mind, Nick and I actually met through real estate investing. And what happened was, Nick would have a real estate website where he would sell houses. I had one. I'd do something pretty cool. Nick would do it more pretty and more cool, and then we compete against each other. And a lot of things that we did to compete with each other was very simple. We would just record videos of walking through a house. So for instance, if you control the website where you list a house, you can have a video tour that you target in a certain zip code looking for specific buyers, and there are people who are renters that you can target on Facebook. So you know that they're not already home owners, that they could be buying something soon, right? So a video walkthrough, video tours, and retargeting can really help out as well too. So again, I apologize if there's any sound cycling. The recording will be perfect. I have SMAG already as this update in the members area. Nope, you don't have to purchase 2.0. Again, you'll be moved right on over. How do you figure out what makes your audience tick for stories? Avatar wants are guesses unless you're going to the customer. Actually, Ray, that's a good question. We take people specifically through Social Media Ad Genius on avatar targeting. We have a whole training on how do I identify the right prospect or potential customer. How do we advertise to that person properly? Where would they hang out? Where would I target them? What are some of the words that I would use? How do we verify if that's even the right target? We run like campaigns. We actually have a very specific way of targeting the right people and telling the right story to those people. So I could spend an entire hour on that. So great question. A lot of that's inside Social Media Ad Genius. What's the best place to purchase an email list? I would go to the, I hate to say this, I'd go to the Google. And there's lots of email lists that you can get off there as well too. We don't work with a specific company that I would recommend that I would say, hey, definitely use this. So love it, and the value and one-on-one info you gave in the group. That is awesome, Kendra. It is good to see you here. What I mean by story is you're always continuing on, Ray, in your retargeting. So someone landed on your landing page, but they didn't opt into the webinar. So I know that those people are not necessarily interested in my webinar, so I may retarget people with my blog. Hey, I understand you're interested in social media marketing. How about checking out the blog on, I start thinking about how would I follow up with people. That's the story. It's kind of, I don't know why, but I always relate this to dating. It's kind of like dating. If your conversations are short and sweet and people are interested in learning more, there's a second date. If you talk for 4 hours and don't let the other person talk, you'll probably bore them, right? That's why we don't see, hey, have this ad and then this 45-minute video that they have to watch to find out everything about your company. What we do is we continue on the story. How can I engage with that person? Do I give them a discount? Do I show testimonials? Do I show a tour of my office? What can be huge too. So it's really good. Any suggestions on how to best use this for brick and mortar services? Absolutely, Nadine. Great question. This can work great for brick and mortar because you advertise for your business, and then when they land on your website, now you can retarget blogs about your business. You can retarget a coupon of an upcoming special. Maybe you're going to have a special event at your brick and mortar that you can retarget. The main thing is you want to find people who are interested, and then once you do, they either end up on an email or a newsletter list that you can follow up, or the follow-up can be done with retargeting. So for a small brick and mortar, it can be awesome because it can give you a lot of exposure where people say, man, I clicked on this ad and I came into this, and I looked at this in the store, and there's so many options. I've seen so many ads of yours, and it can really make a difference. Again, the more contact points you can have with somebody, the better it's going to help for you as well too. So yep, absolutely, we're going to send out the webinar. Joel said he had to run, not a problem. Let's see here, Denise. Someone asked me here, what is a dark post? A dark post is a post that we use for advertising that does not show up on your fan page, but it will show up in the news feed of people who don't even like your page. So what will happen is it's a way that you can serve an ad in the news feed, but if you click on that ad is not posted on the fan page. It looks like it's a post from the fan page. All it really is is it is a dark post because it is not being shown on your fan page. It originates from your fan page, but it is an ad that cannot be seen from just visiting the fan page. So when you guys are going to need to call me, we're in the process of opening a company. I don't have time for this. Here's my phone number. We will be happy to reach out and give you a call. Like I said, if you're interested in doing the program, it is we do set it up and give you support for 30 days. If you want us to set up all your ads and retargeting and give you support, online support, and meet with our copywriters and everything else, it's $2,000. You can email Zach, Z-A-C-H, at blackboxsocialmedia.com. Or again, I love to tell people, get Social Media Ad Genius, start poking through it. So if you do decide to work with an agency, whether it's me or anybody else, what's basically going to happen is you will know how to manage people and what to inspect. I know Kendra's been doing that as well too. So Kendra's going to traffic and conversion, awesome. Can you use Social Lead Freak to get custom audiences? Don't ever scrape, Armando. I don't even know if Social Lead Freak's used anymore. Facebook's shutting down accounts for people who scrape user IDs. I stopped doing it about a year ago. I strongly suggest don't use Social Lead Freak. Don't scrape IDs. Don't target from those types of IDs. I know those companies say it's safe, but I want to have a long-term predictable business. I don't use any ID scrapers. If you do not know what an ID scraper is, just say thank you. Does not matter. Do not use them. Sign up for Todd's Brown, and we'll be integrating all of this quickly. Awesome, Ken. Should I put audience and conversion pixels on all my pages? Yes, we answer that through the presentation for the cartoon. Looks great. Just need somebody who can actually put this in place for me. Kevin, we have those options. Just go ahead and send that off to Zach. Can you create retargeting from a page visit pixel? Yes. Do you think you can walk us through it? I actually don't have time right now because I have a meeting that's going to happen in about 5 minutes. But basically what happens, Stan, is very easy. I went over this in the presentation here. Let me watch this. I'm going to pull this up here real quick. And I'm going to show you very, very, very easily here real quick. All right. Now I got to hit continue on my screen. All right, so we go into audiences right here. I'm going to create an audience right here at the top. Once I create an audience, it's going to have this little drop-down box for me. I'm going to click on Custom Audience. When I click on Custom Audience, either I'm going to upload my customer list, or I'm going to click on this right here, and it's going to give me a little piece of code that I put in the header. Again, I'm going to put in the header of the website. And again, Facebook's going to walk you through this. If you click on this website traffic, there's actually instructions on what to do there. So really good question overall. I appreciate it. We really just have about 1.5 minutes left here. I'm going to see if I have any more questions. I'm scrolling through these. Looks like I've answered a lot of these, but of course I want to make sure we get through to everybody. Lawton says he's going to stalk me. Good, because we're going to stalk him in San Diego. Very good stuff, taking notes. Oh yes, by the way, here's what I'm going to do. I have just recorded new videos for Audience Insights on how you can use a conversion pixel to find out very laser targeted traffic. We have not released those in Social Media Ad Genius yet. We've only done that to our higher end mastermind. If you take a picture of your notes and post them on the fan page, on my fan page, Kurt, great webinar, here's a picture of my notes. The people who do that within 24 hours, I will send you access to those private videos we have not given anybody else access to, except people in traffic school that have paid over $2,000 to be there. So take a picture of your notes, go to socialmediaadgenius.com. I will personally email you out those videos within 24 hours. Man, I get a lot of awesome comments in here, which is great, 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 great. Zach, I had a question on how this can help if you have a single product when you want to keep coming back to the same people as you suggest. I had a question on how this can help if you are a single product. Okay, that's fine, because like Smag's a single product, Social Media Ad Genius. When you want to keep coming back to the same people you suggest. Yeah, you can do that through blog articles, you can do that through videos. We do that all the time, absolutely. Do I have an example? So basically, Sean, what we do is we just lay out what is the story specifically and then go from there, which is good. So Chris, you said great webinar, very helpful, thank you very much. Do you have an example of a pixel? So basically what you're going to see with a pixel inside of Facebook is you click through the options that I gave you here before.